Good afternoon. Thanks for joining us. I'm Cami Rapson. A first alert: Wisconsin supermarket chain Festival Foods is coming under new ownership. The purchase announced just this morning. St. Louis-based Schnuck Markets announcing an agreement to buy 100% of the shares of Scogan's Festival Foods and its Hometown Grocers. The deal includes shares in the trust of the employee stock ownership plan, too. Festival Foods owns 51 stores in Wisconsin, the first store opening in 1946. The CEO of Schnuck Markets says their companies share similar values, adding that the combination will unify two family legacies and redefine what it means to be a regional grocer. The sale is expected to close in October.